Hello everyone and welcome to Afghan Voice Agency in April 27th. Afghanistan National Security Advisor Hamdullah Moheb implied this week that the troops' withdrawal had come sooner than expected. In an interview with Vice Media, Moheb said, "We weren't expecting it to come this soon, so there hasn't really been a proper transition," he said. Moheb also said that the looming withdrawal has put us at risk in some ways, but added that it forced the Afghan government to expedite self-reliance and self-sufficiency with our security forces at a much faster pace than. He said that the concern was that the Taliban could see this as an opportunity to attack us like they did and thinks that they could overrun a couple of provinces and put us in a situation where it may be hard for us to take them back. The Pentagon is reportedly sending around 650 troops to Afghanistan in the coming days to protect U.S. forces as they withdraw from the country, CNN reported Tuesday, citing several defense officials. According to CNN, the deployment was approved by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin last week as a part of a package of military assets being sent to the country to facilitate the U.S. withdrawal, which is due to complete by September 11th. According to CNN, the ground troops are largely expected to come from the 75th Ranger Regiment, which already has some personnel in the region as a part of a Special Operation Force unit. With an unprecedented rise in fresh positive coronavirus cases in India, lack of oxygen supply, and crippling health infrastructure there, the Foreign Ministry has urged Afghan citizens to refrain from traveling unnecessarily to India. The ministry asked Afghan citizens living in India to contact the Afghan embassy in New Delhi and consulates in Mumbai and Hyderabad if they encounter any problem during this hour of crisis. At least 30 Afghan nationals have lost their lives to COVID-19 in India amid the spread of the third wave of the virus in that country, said the Afghan envoy in New Delhi, Farid Mahmoudai. He also said that 15 Afghan Sikhs and Hindus, India-based Afghan migrants and students are among the victims. 7 ministries and the central bank are still being run by caretakers, acting leaders unconfirmed by parliament over the last 8 months. Despite promises, the government so far has not made any attempt to introduce new faces to the institutions. The issue was widely debated in the parliament on Monday as Speaker Mir Rahman Rahmani said the continuation of the caretaking trend will affect the government's legitimacy. Other members of parliament said that in recent days, figures close to the president have been appointed to the different institutions and directorates, but the government is intentionally delaying responses to the lawmakers' demand for the introduction of new nominees for the ministries. Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has called on varying parties in Afghanistan to remain engaged in Afghan peace process. In an interview with the Turkish news agency Anadolu, Qureshi stated that Pakistani will urge the Taliban to remain engaged and continue with the peace process. "We will certainly try to urge them, we will urge them to remain engaged and continue with the peace process. The process that started in Doha should come to its logical conclusion," Qureshi said. "We are asking all the stakeholders to remain constructive, to remain engaged and build on what they have achieved in Doha," he added. Afghanistan and the Commonwealth of Dominica have signed a joint communique on establishing diplomatic relations. Afghanistan Permanent Mission to the United Nations said in a statement the document was inked in New York by Ambassador Adel Raz and Lauren Ross Beniz Roberts, permanent representative of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Signed in early April, the communique underlines the importance of establishing a bilateral partnership between the states for the implementation of 20th Century Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. At least 11 people died and nearly 50 others were wounded in a traffic accident this morning on the Herat-Kandahar highway. Thank you so much for being with us and see you next time.